join in the conversation and support the channel. But this is gold. Ben Affleck has called James Gunn a complete liar.
Yay.
Like, just out and out called him a liar. So there was all of these, basically, met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. No, that's not actually the case, because in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Affleck was asked, and this is verbatim, so if DC came to you now and said, do you want to direct something? He responded, I would not direct something for James Gunn DC. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that. Sorry, what? What?
Wow.
I mean, that's a slam dunk, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was some passive aggression right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty bloody huge. And this is off the back end. James Gunn has come out and said a few times, actually, about Ben Affleck coming into the fold, basically. Like, he even said it during his initial sort of panel. So he says, Affleck really wants to be a part of our architecture team, trying to bring things together, and he really wants to direct one of our projects, and we're looking forward to him doing that. I mean, that's like, but now it's just turned out, no, like, he doesn't want to do anything with you guys. And I think what's probably happened here, right, is they did have a meeting, right? And it was amicable. It was fine. And Ben Affleck was propositioned. He was like, oh, would you like to do this? And Ben Affleck was a consummate professional and was probably like, I'll think about it. And James Gunn went, yeah, we got him. Yeah. And then he's come out and gone, no, I don't want to fucking direct anything for them. What are you talking about? Or I can't see how, like, how else would this have gone? Like, you don't.
I have a theory.
Go on then.
Ooh.
Ben Affleck is a huge Batman fan. He has his own Bat Cave. And his big concern taking on the role of Daredevil back in 2003, for those of you that don't recall, Ben Affleck was actually the second live-action Daredevil before the Netflix series. And his concern then was, could this impede with my future ability to play Batman? And only when he was convinced that, no, it'll probably be fine, only then did he accept Daredevil. It was a really, really big deal to him to be Batman in Batman v Superman. He was one of the architects of that whole thing.
Yeah.
And the rumor that we heard, I don't know that this is true, but the rumor that we heard is that before James Gunn came aboard, but after Sastal took over, and he had his lieutenants, like, I forgot their names right now, but those, Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi, that when the two of them were momentarily handling DC, this was when Henry Cavill came back and stuff like that, there were rumors that Ben Affleck was either in talks or had even signed on for a new Batman trilogy. He was there for the long term, because at that time, with The Rock and everything, the plan was to go a direction more action-oriented, but still Snyderverse, using that cast and everything. And that's why you had Ben Affleck suddenly appear in Aquaman. He was no longer going to be dead in The Flash, because originally the whole point of The Flash was to get him and Henry Cavill out of it, but then that changed. Now he survived that movie because there was a future for him. And then James Gunn came aboard, and all of that was taken away from him. And then he's like, okay, fine, that's business, but I still love this. I want to be part of deciding the future direction of this. And then James Gunn is like, no, I'd love to have you direct, but you have to realize I'm the boss here, and we're going to do things my way. So if you want to direct, absolutely, but you'll be basically just pointing and the camera and shooting the movie I want you to shoot. and then they want to try to keep him happy so he doesn't abandon Warner altogether, then we get all of these PR statements, which is like needed, like, oh yeah, everything is good, we're happy. And Affleck obviously doesn't feel that way. I think that he sees James Gunn as an interloper that came and took all of DC away from them and got in the way of him ever playing Batman again.
Yeah, okay. Interesting theory. Nick, we haven't heard from you for a little while. What's your input on this?
I'm not surprised. I mean, with the shit show that DC was for and has been for quite some time, and actors coming and going, they're in, they're out. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I'm sure Ben Affleck has no desire to take any part in any of this anymore. And that's about all I got to say about that.
Could you imagine you're Ben Affleck?
Polly? Someone say my name?
No.
Oh.
Just you.
Sorry, brother.
No. Could you imagine being Ben Affleck and knowing that you were going to have an opportunity to, kind of drive the bus when it came to Batman and then having it stripped away from you? I can't imagine that. I mean, I've been deeply invested in projects before, and as Andre described, this literally was torn away from him. I would have. I mean, and he had bigger plans for what Batman was going to do. He had invested time into some development of some ideas around the character as well. I can't imagine that. So I think in Andre said they're probably trying to PR it back and forth in a way so that nobody gets too upset with each other. But do you think he's going to easily consider doing stuff for Warner Brothers? I mean, actors can hold grudges, man. They can. I mean, there's history there. Some of these people can get a little pissed and never work for somebody again. And the reverse is also true. Studios get very mad at an actor and never have them back. So it's an interesting thing. But does it surprise me that Gunn would kind of put something out there, and does it surprise me Ben would fire back and say, F you? No, I'm not surprised. Ben's like one of those guys that pretty much be a straight shooter when he wants to be, and he did a good job.
Yeah, well, he's got a sort of storied history in Hollywood now. He can say what he wants when he wants.